This week I went to see Mulholland Drive, which is a David Lynch film. For those of you who don't really know David Lynch did like Eraserhead. That's probably one that everybody's heard of. They were showing it at a little cinema close to where I live. It's called Queen's Film Theatre up in Belfast. It's kind of cute little cinema that they have up there. And they're pretty good. They would show like the stuff that you don't often see in regular cinemas, like the weird like foreign films that you don't really get in regular cinemas. And they have in the past shown like older films and stuff that just wouldn't be in the cinema anymore. I went to see Heathers there a few years ago and it's so good to see it on a big screen. I quite like David Lynch, but I just had never gotten around to seeing Mulholland Drive. So I'd done a wee bit of research on it first because I'm a huge Twin Peaks fan. That's the other big thing that everybody would know that he did. And I was a bit apprehensive about going to see it because I'm always a little bit worried that I'm not smart enough to like figure out what's going on. And kind of the point of Mulholland Drive, I think, is that you don't necessarily have to figure out what's going on. It's open to interpretation to everybody, which is something that genuinely usually pisses me off such a lot. See, like when you read a book or you watch a film or a TV show and it's like, oh, open to your own interpretation kind of ending. It kind of pisses me off. I'm like, look, just because you couldn't write a fucking ending to save your life doesn't mean that you just have to, you know, write this vague, non-realised version of your own show. But Mulholland Drive was actually really good. I think that I followed it quite well. I'm happy with my interpretation of it anyway, although I have like delved down into a good few hour long Wikipedia hole, internet search hole about the film and read some other really interesting theories on it, and some that were like just messed up. I mean, what's wrong with you people? And one of the things about the film, if you haven't seen the film, it's basically, the way I see it is that it's basically about this woman who, I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but she basically has an imaginary version of herself in it, and the imaginary version of herself is so much better than her own version of herself, and I really related to this film. I'm going to tell you why, okay? And guys, this is like a slightly embarrassing, unless you do it as well, in which case we're all good, but it's a slightly embarrassing revelation on my part, but I have an imaginary version of myself. I'm like 99% sure that nearly everybody does, but my imaginary Suzie is quite prolific. She has a really involved life, and I think that people make imaginary versions of themselves because, you know, let's face it, real life, it kind of sucks. You know, it's not always, yeah, I mean, there's good days, there's really good things that happen to your life, but let's face it, like the majority of the day-to-day bullshit, it's just really boring. You know, like your life is not that interesting. My life is not that interesting. I think that we all kind of make imaginary versions of ourselves to, you know, to do the things that we would love to be able to do, but we just won't ever get the chance to do. But like what that means for you and what that means for me could be two totally separate things. My imaginary Suzie, she's kind of taller. She's definitely thinner. She's like a decent size 12 all the time without trying. She can walk in high heels. She's had several frankly torrid affairs with many celebrities and, you know, fictional figures. She's been a space pirate. She can fight with swords. She's been a superhero. You know, she's done a lot of cool shit. And sometimes my imaginary life is the only thing that gets me through the blandest of days, you know, and what I imagine myself to be able to do kind of changes depending on what I'm into at that particular time. So like at the minute, Guardians of the Galaxy's out this weekend, so in my head I'm kind of in like superhero mode again. There have been many other versions of this person. I think that you know, we have imaginations for a reason. But I did read somewhere that there's a thing called maladaptive daydreaming, which is where people get so involved in their imaginary lives that their real lives don't seem like the real life anymore, and I'm a bit like, that sounds like me. Which is a little bit freaky. But I'm happy, whatever. And it could be a really good thing to have such a decent imagination. Like, there's absolutely no way a lot of the films, books and stuff that people love, inventions that people have come up with would have happened if people didn't have crazy good imaginations and like the desire to move beyond themselves, you know. So I was really glad that I kind of watched the film and I was like, oh, I do that. I imagine myself to do things that I can never do. But I swear to God, I haven't put out a hit on anyone. I haven't done that. I probably won't do that. There was a time a few years back when I had to get tested by a doctor. I had to go up to the ear, nose and throat clinic because we were a little worried that I had a nasal polyp developing. Isn't that a great word? Polyp. And the beard spent quite a lot of time building an imaginary life for me from my nasal polyp. He used to say that it was the good twin of me growing and it was going to come out and destroy us all, or destroy me, or take me over, or something like that, which I think means that I'm the bad twin. Let's hope that doesn't actually happen. But like, am I the only one? You know, I can't be the only person in the world that does things like that. I just can't be. I can't be that strange. Can I? Well, I think that everybody just has their own little coping mechanisms for getting through the shitty days, and that just happens to be mine. I think a little bit of healthy imagination can go a long way to getting you through the days that suck. Most days. Joking. Am I? It's my day off today, and I'm going to be spending the day hoovering, doing laundry, getting a food shop, all the boring day-to-day detritus that happen when you're not really living, you know, in a superhero movie or Star Trek world, or you know, anything really that's better than this. So yeah, I'm gonna go and do all those things, and while I'm doing it, I'll probably be imagining myself as some insane intergalactic warrior princess, and you know, she's gonna have a lot of fun today. This is why I drink. Leave a comment below, let me know what you guys do in your own little head worlds, and you know, don't let me be the only weirdo on here. She's taking over. She's too strong.